is way crooked. Oh, good one. Wow. Hold still. Brothers, sisters, please get ready. Brothers, sisters, please get ready. Brothers, sisters, please get ready. For the time is drawing near. There it is. Oh, there'll be signs and wonders. Oh, there'll be signs and wonders. Oh, there'll be signs and wonders. We'll turn around and start over. We'll turn around and start over. We'll turn around and start over. Oh, Hey. Yeah. Sing it. You can find me working. Working on a building. Well, hey, y'all. Yeah, Kiki, hey, Colleen, hello, Michelle. All right. Awesome. So glad y'all are here. I guess I should make that change. Hey, while we're waiting, just, if you would, make sure your view is set to speaker view. Shut off this noisy old fan here. I believe in red. Oh, what's that? Okay, my furry friend. You know what time it is, right? Hey, go to your house. Come on. Yes, you're a good boy. You're not a good boy. You're the best boy. Yes, you are. Kind of chill out for a little bit. Don't be barking at squirrels or nothing. You gotta be mellow. Yeah. All right, buddy. All right. Hey, Crystal, Dion, y'all welcome. Glad you're here.
Hello.
We'll get going in just a few more minutes. I think we got a couple others on the show. While we wait, you might want to have block handy, any kind of props you like to use. This is gonna be a yin practice. Yeah, it is. It's Tuesday night, so it's a yin practice for sure. Sometimes, like, we do a pose where in more active practice, block isn't really useful, but then in a slow down duration practice like yin block is really quite useful. So you might want one of those. Louise, welcome back, my friend. Good to see you, man.
Hi, good to see you.
Now we get something just like this going. Some of the poses that we're going to be dwelling in are really going to get down into Svadhisthana and Muladhara chakras. So if you like to use aromatherapy, something sweet would probably be appropriate. That's one of the translations for Svadhisthana is sweet. So like orange is a nice oil. Jasmine, I love jasmine. That's a good one. And then if you don't have that, if you've got some sandalwood or some lavender, those are pretty good all-purpose aromas. They can kind of fit the bill anytime you need to substitute. Ethel, you're arriving. Cool. Welcome. Good to see you.
Thank you, Stephen. Good evening, everyone.
How did you feel the rest of the day Monday after that practice?
Oh, let's see.
If I can ask, if that's okay.
Sure. I'm just trying to remember. A lot of time has passed since yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel good. I feel it's very privileged to have a teacher like you that allows us to experiment, with the limits,
The reason I was asking is I got feedback from more than one person that they now that was a rather strenuous, physically challenging practice, but I had more than one person afterwards reach out. They had a lot of energy. One person was cleaning the house, and it was like, wow, all right, that's pretty cool. So I was just curious if you had experienced anything like that as well.
Right. And then I my thoughts were, and you know how you said you were sharing this ancient practice from your training. So I was wondering when you started taking that training, because I do see like a difference,
I've been studying under this guy for a couple years now. I just recently decided to take his teacher training, which started Monday, a week and 1 day ago. Yeah, so a lot of the stuff you'll see is stuff you've seen me present before. It's just we're getting deeper into it now as well. Well, I'll tell you what, we're getting to be just about that time. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to mute. Heck, you already are. Everybody's muted. I've got this set up in a way that if you set your view to speaker view, main image you should see on screen is me. I do that so you can have some privacy. You're welcome to keep your camera off. You're welcome to just sit back, observe, no camera on, and just kind of see what's what. But if you're participating and you're okay with it, I ask you to turn your camera on. Don't have to. I just ask because it just kind of helps me provide appropriate cues. Sometimes I need to get cues off of what I see you do so that I can more appropriately cue for you. That being said, it ain't a deal breaker. You don't definitely have to. You can keep your camera off if you like. But we're going to get going tonight. I'm going to actually be doing some of these poses with you. Some of them are a little different, so I will demo a little bit. But I encourage you to just try to keep your eyes, your awareness, your attention just inside your mat space. You know, if you got to take a look to see what to do, I get it. But if you can avoid it, that's cool too. So we're going to get started right with this flow. How about we begin on our backs? We're going to do a Supta Sukhasana. It's crisscross applesauce, sitting legs crossed, but laying on your back. So cross your right shin in front of your left shin and just go to your back. Yeah, all right. Once you're there, maybe bring heels up towards your sit bones a little bit. Just kind of snug your crisscrossed legs in to where you feel a little something there. Place both hands on your belly. And we're just going to spend a few moments right here with some breathing. Right shin in front of left shin, heels tucked in as appropriate as can be. Hands on low abdomen. And now just begin narrowing your breath through your nostrils, if appropriate. We will practice breathing technique Samavriti. Sama is even, Vriti is, in this instance, turning. So perhaps use your heartbeat as a count, or just establish a count to where your inhale and your exhale are equal duration. Maybe you breathe in for 4, breathe out for 4. Getting that established. Just let it be fluid. Just let it move smooth, kind of like the waves. They come in, and then the waves, they wash out. They do it kind of even, just like your breath. And of course, bring breath in just deep down. We're going to take a look at Muladhara, Svadhisthana. Muladhara is the chakra located base of spine. Svadhisthana, that's going to be kind of partway between belly button and pubic bone. So let's breathe down into those areas. You can close your eyes if that's okay. You can set intentions, sankalpa, or you can just watch the breath. Inhale, you just say rising. Exhales, you just say falling. With this focused concentration on breath, sensation, we kind of lose attachment to thoughts. They're not going to stop, or they just aren't so attracting as they once were. And it's not immediate. It takes a little time. You got to slip into this. So we also get opportunity to practice a little patience as we make our way into a meditative state. Keep your legs like they are. You can kind of roll a little bit to the right or push into your feet. Just lift your hips, your sacrum up off the mat and slide your right arm underneath your lumbar area. So your forearm bone is like a bar across your low back. And with your Left arm, bring your left bicep towards your left ear, bend your left elbow, just take a hold of your right ear and pull your head gently over towards your left shoulder. You can rotate chin a little ways, make a couple little adjustments, but try to find something in that area down the right side of your neck. Is called brachial plexus, and there's just a ton of nerves in there. Your right arm, you should feel a little bit in right shoulder. And once you find that spot, you know that place, like the massage therapist finds the knot, that place right there. Be still. Let your exhale soften you around it. And then eliminate any unnecessary movement. Stillness is how we let the medicine of this yin enter into our physical body. Time under this type of stress is how we let the medicine of yin touch our subtle body. And it takes about 9 seconds or so, where we move beyond the muscles and we start to stretch, touch, caress, care for the extracellular matrix. You know, connective tissues like ligaments and tendons, coatings like fascia, outer covering of your bones, even the cellular walls are going to be affected. In very old traditions, this is the part of our anatomy through which our subtle body flows, the intelligence, the chi, the spirit, the luminosity, whatever you recognize it as. And that's what we're dipping into tonight. Now remember which way your legs are crossed. Uncross them, put your feet flat with knees bent. Let go of your ear, use your left hand to just kind of bring head back to neutral. And then push into your feet, lift your hips and take your time. Slide your right arm out from under your back. Lower back down to the floor. Just place both hands on your belly for just a moment. Do you notice any kind of dull, achy sensation in the stretched areas? If so, it's nothing to be alarmed about. That's a good thing. It's a little indication that you went somewhere a little deeper. Now go ahead, cross your legs again. You can do this while on your back, but this time left shin crosses in front of right shin. Go reach down, grab some ankles and swiggle heels up towards your sit bones. And then just a little lift of your pelvis. Bring your left forearm across your lumbar spine and lower down into it. Let your forearm kind of provide like a lumbar support. Right arm, bring your bicep towards your right ear. Bend your right elbow. Take a hold of your left ear. Just gently pull your dome over towards your right shoulder. And just to refine that a little bit, you can kind of evaluate, investigate by moving where your chin is pointing until you, that spot right there. Yeah, that one. And now just be with that. Going back to breath. Even breath in. Even breath out. Waves rolling in. Waves rolling out. Inhales are rising. Exhales are falling. Now, once again, just release your legs so that the feet are flat on the mat, the floor, knees are bent. Let go of your head. Use your hand to bring your skull back to neutral. And then press into your feet to lift enough to bring your left arm gently out from underneath your back. Once it's released, just settle your back down to the mat. You leave your left foot just where it's at, left knee where it's at, but begin to hug your right knee to your chest. While hugging it, press. Use your hands to press the knee as though it pushes thigh bone, sit bone down and towards the front of your mat. It's transferring energy from hands along the length of your thigh bone out through the head of your thigh bone. Once you have that pressure applied, I'm talking with just centimeters and inches. Move your knee a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. You just let the ball of the thigh bone, the ball of the femur, kind of slightly move around inside your hip socket. Yeah. Come on back center. Do a little half a happy baby. Run your right hand down along inside of your shin and take a hold of the right ankle or outside of right foot. And just bring your right ankle above your right knee. The right knee is off towards the side of your torso. Let your left knee fall open to keep you from collapsing to the right. How about with your left hand, just set it on your belly and notice rising, falling. Just wakening, opening, touching the tissues around those chakra areas that I mentioned earlier. We're only going to be here for a short period. We're just sort of setting up for the actual pose we're going to. So how about 3 more nice, smooth breaths? Bring your left knee back up and straighten your left leg. Lay it down on the mat. Your left heel is out towards the front of your mat. Head and shoulders are going to lift as you take your left hand to your right heel. Now bring your right elbow or tricep, just bring it in behind your bent right knee. And wrap it around the back of your calf and take a hold of the outside of your right ankle or foot. Just a little bicep strength. Begin to hover the inside of your right ankle above your heart or your throat, or maybe even up in front of your nose. Once you're at the appropriate spot for you, use the right shoulder, lower it towards the mat, and let it just open your right hip a little bit. Just bring your left hand to the back of your neck and lower your shoulders and head down to the mat. Begin to push your left foot away. So right arm is a little engaged, a little muscular. Left leg is a little engaged, a little muscular. Right hip is soft and just opening. And breath is rising. And breath is falling. There's a little duality in this pose. You'll see half body is strong, engaged, half body is soft. Tendency to wiggle, to shift, to move, adjust, do anything other than what I'm doing right now, that tendency becomes rather strong. You're not required to respond to it, though. You do not have to react. You can just maintain focus on breath rising, breath falling. Right hip opening, left leg lengthening. Run your mind's eye down the side of your left side of your body. Its flesh is just stretching. Deny the temptation and just surrender to the yin. Release your right leg, bring your sole of your right foot to the mat with right knee bent. Bend your left knee, set your left foot down next to your right one. Just bring both your hands to your belly just for a moment. And just mind's eye look at the sensation in the areas you just touched. Now hug left knee in towards left chest. And then some hand strength. Begin to push the knee, running energy from palms down the length of your thigh bone, right down to your left sit bone, like you're driving it down towards the front of your mat. With a little gentleness, a little moderation, we're just transferring energy here. Now, inches and centimeters. Move the knee a little to the right, a little to the left. You ain't got to go too far. We're just moving the femoral head, the ball at the top of your thigh bone. We're just moving it around inside that hip socket a little bit. Gently, subtly, with little persuasions. Now you know where we go, half a happy baby. Your left hand takes a hold of the outside of left foot. Bring your left ankle over your left knee outside of your torso, and just start to roll your left shoulder down to the mat. Drop your right knee open to keep you from collapsing over to the left side. And how about you set your right palm down on low abdomen. Feel breath rising, breath falling. And I wonder, eyes have been closed for a while. Have you slipped beyond that darkness we first see with eyes closed? You see tones, colors, shades, patterns. As breath is rising, as breath is falling. Mind is quiet. Body is surrendering. And you know this was just the stop on the way to the pose. So straighten out your right leg, your right heel going towards front of your mat. Bring your right hand to your left heel. Lift your head and shoulders a little bit, a little ab strength here. And bring your left elbow, left tricep behind your bent left knee. See how it makes a lever? And then your left hand just takes a hold of the outside of your left ankle. Bring the inside of your left ankle somewhere above your heart or your throat or your face. You'll know where. Your hip will say right there is good enough. Then just bring your right hand to the back of your neck so like the wrist and forearm are like a pillow. And lower head, shoulders down to the mat. Rolling your left shoulder towards the mat you're gonna dip into your hip some more. And begin pressing your right heel away. Feel how right heel, right elbow are reaching away from each other. Left arm is opening left hip. Take notice. Left arm is strong, right leg is strong. Everything else pretty soft. Breath is even, breath is steady. No, it's no big mystery why this particular pose kind of gets a little rowdy between the ears. You know, I see people all the time in hip openers, fidgeting, wiggling, trying to be anywhere but here and now. It's because we're starting to feel something that we just probably don't want to feel. Mind does what mind does when faced with challenge. It's kind of rowdy. What's safer? What better opportunity than to practice equanimity, steadiness, calmness, stillness in the rowdiness. I mean, how cool is that, right? I mean, it's almost like the ancient gray ones that came up with this stuff kind of had an idea of what the heck they were doing. Gave us something so simple and yet so nourishing and so strengthening. How about some gratitude there, huh? Yeah. And I know the fidgets are talking now, aren't they? It's okay, just a few more breaths. What happens when I stay in uncomfortable situation longer than I want to? Knowing I'm perfectly safe, can I just be still? Oh, yeah, now go ahead and release that left leg of yours. Bring left foot to mat with left knee bent. Bend your right knee so that your feet are next to each other. And you can take your hand out from behind your neck. Just be still for just half a beat. Now with both hands on your belly, just let your knees fall away from each other. The soles of your feet come together like a butterfly, but on your back. It only takes a couple beats for those knees to settle where they want to get to. At that point, bring your palms to your thigh bones, way up close to where they insert into your hips. Just apply pressure, press into the tops of your thigh bones, take a big breath in, pull your belly button to your spine. Release that as you exhale. Two more of those. Inhale, pull belly button in, press thigh bones. Exhale and release. Uno más. Breathe in and press your thighs. Exhale, release that. Just use your fingertips to just kind of pull the flesh of your inner thighs towards the outer edges of your mat. Opening up the area. Couple breaths here. Left hand to outer left knee. And just roll to your right and close the book. Use your left hand to bring your left knee to your right knee, and you're just rolling to your right side. Use your upper right arm as a pillow for a moment and be still. Bent knees together, face soft, breath moving fluidly. I mean, by now, I'm guessing you're probably enamored, deeply in love with your breath. Good. Come on up to seated with no extra movements, just minimal movement. Come up to seated position. Take your legs straight out in front of you. Just adjust your pelvis so that you're on the tops, kind of the fronts of your sit bones. We're not rolling pelvis under. We're just, on that part, that frontish, topish edge of your sit bones. Cool. We'll make a diamond with our legs. Bring the soles of your feet together, but don't bring the heels in close. Leave them out there so your legs make a nice big diamond. Now with palms up, bring right forearm under right shin, left forearm under left shin, all the way up to the inside of your elbows. Glance forward. Just a little bicep strength here. Inhale, pull your breastbone towards the front of the room. Now exhale, strong biceps, pull the long spine, like forward, forward, forward. I mean, you're bending down long, no rounding the spine. Stay here, breathe. And notice, very shortly into this, spine starts to round and shoulders are a little tired. Re-engage shoulders, re-engage biceps, and straighten your spine back out. Everything from waist down is soft. Shoulders, a little bit of back muscle, a little bicep muscle is strong. Breath is deep, breath is steady, breath is long. When most fidgets show up, the thoughts get a little rambunctious. Go right on back to rising, falling, Come on out, nice and easy. Just take your time and scooch on out. Spine upright, shoulders over hips. Straighten both legs out one more time. Just like before. You can wiggle sit bones a little. Maybe take toes left and right like windshield wipers. And then one more time, bring the soles of your feet together. But how about this time around? Bring heels up towards groin. And we're going into that Baddha Konasana. Think long spine. Lift your shoulders, lengthen your spine. Hands, just take hold of the outside of your feet. And just let inhale, lift your breastbone up and forward. Exhale, bend elbows as you bring breastbone, chin, face forward, out beyond toes. Maybe you can brace elbows into thighs or shins. It's sort of personal. Maybe another inhale lengthens some more. Maybe the exhale brings down a little more. We're not rounding, we're just staying along. Remember those chakra areas way down low. Keep that area lengthened. Wow. A little adjustment to breathing. We keep it steady, even in, even out. But I wonder if your inhale's going into your belly. With the exhale, could you use those muscles way down below belly button to kind of stroke back against what's deep in there? As you exhale, just use those muscles to gently caress towards the sacral bone. And your exhale becomes a massaging technique if you tie those muscles in while you're lengthening spine and opening hips. I know it's a lot of different stuff, but hey, something to concentrate on, man. If you're not quite sure with that belly motion, think of, have you ever seen belly dancer, how they make a wave with their stomachs? Sort of like that, but everything below the belly button. Yeah. Yeah, you got it now. There we go. Good. Exhale, massaging, bringing energy down, steady stop. Sit bones grounded. The energy from the mother rising from Muladhara. Visualize, see. No hurries, no worries. Come back up, right? And once you're upright, keep your heels and your feet and your knees where they are. Place your hands on the mat back behind you. I don't know, 12 inches, 30 centimeters away from your hips. Fingertips maybe pointing to the back of the room. Roll your shoulders back and lift your breastbone. Did you feel that? Drop your head back if you like. Pressing the palms a little more. We're kind of pushing pressing into the finger edge of your palm, not the wrist edge. Yeah, there you go. Roll shoulders, lift breastbone, drop head, let knees fall. Lengthen. One more breath. Exhale. Come on now. Take both legs straight forward. I want you to bend your right knee and tuck the sole of your right foot to your inner left thigh. And again, get to the front of your sit bones, top of your sit bones, not to the back of them. Think about tilting pelvis forward, right? Good. Again, left palm, finger edge of the palm on the mat, back where it was behind left hip. Take your right hand to the outside of your left leg. It can be thigh, knee. Take a breath and lengthen. As you exhale, just push in the left hand, pull in the right hand, and twist. Don't worry about looking over left shoulder, not necessary. Bring the twist down low, like you're bringing your belly button over your left thigh. You can stay here, or without rounding your back, just walk your right hand down the outside of your right shin. Maybe you catch some ankle or foot. You find yourself rounding, come back until you're no longer rounding. Press your right sit bone down, push in the left hand, pull in the right hand, and let your low abdomen twist. Now while you breathe, just run your mind's eye all over that downstairs area there. See the different sensations. I mean, we got compression. That's like squeezing the sponge. We have tension. That's like lengthening the sponge. We have some shearing. That's like twisting the sponge. You got all that stuff happening. Indulge in it. And just like before, if you notice your back rounding, just a little push in the left hand, a little pull in the right hand, and let an inhale lengthen your spine back out. We're really trying to get deep down in the low torso. And can you see some orange and some red? Maybe. Maybe you see patterns. You know, it's personal. People see different things. I kind of see lava lamp stuff. Whatever it is, just let it do what it do. It's nice. Yeah. And now come on back up. Both legs straight out in front. Place both palms, fingers pointing towards the front of the mat. Just place them at your hips. It's called Dandasana. Just press into the mat, lengthen your spine. Just lift your pelvic floor with muscles downstairs. Yeah, now release that. Settle back into the front of your sit bones. Tops of sit bones, fronts of sit bones. Just not backs of sit bones. Bend your left knee. Sole of left foot coming to inner right thigh. And we're just doing the same thing we did on the other side. How about this time right hand, the edge of your palm where the fingers are meet, just press that back there about 12 inches, 30 centimeters behind your right hip. Left hand going to take a hold of some outside, the right leg, wherever that may be for you. And just as you exhale, push into your right hand, pull into your left hand, and bring the twist from way down low. Like you're gonna just drag your belly button across the top of your right thigh almost, yeah. And it'll take a couple breaths, there's no hurry. For some of y'all, maybe you want to run your left hand down a little lower on leg, but keep your spine long, straight. We don't need to round the back here. Now, once you find that place between too much, not enough, settle your left sit bone down. Soften around all of it with your exhale. And just be still. It's okay if your arms are a little shaky. You've got muscles engaged. It's going to happen. But how about that deep, deep, low torso abdomen? Is it soft, supple? This is another good place, effective place for practicing that belly massaging, using the muscles down and lower than your belly button, higher than your pubic bone, and just let the exhales stroke with those muscles, bring them in and up. So the inhale fills the belly, and even exhale, those muscles come in and up. Do you notice your back rounding a little bit? It's okay, it happens. Just like coming back to the breath, come back to the length. All right, come on back up, y'all. Gentle, smooth. Well, once again, both legs will straighten towards the front of your mat. Palms down at hips, fingers forward. Dandasana, just press into your palms, roll shoulders back. Just let the spine lengthen. And while you're there, lift your pelvic floor. Release that, let the sit bones settle. Again, tops, fronts of sit bones. If you got to wiggle a little bit, get the pelvis tilted that way. Take a breath, reach up, lift your breastbone, lift your rib cage, pelvis tilted forward. Exhale, we're folding forward. We're not folding down, we're folding forward, long. let your hands fall. If they fall across the tops of your feet, cool. Maybe they come to shins or ankles, cool. But back is still long. Like the bottom of your rib cage is sliding along your thighs. And wherever your hands are, take a hold. Use a little shoulder, a little arm strength. Pull your rib cage along your thighs, lengthen your spine. And we're just giving like one last hug down to those low chakras, the root, Muladhara, Svadhisthana. And whenever you notice that the back starts rounding, just pull your shoulders back and your breastbone forward. It'll lengthen back out. Now you've had some practice with it. This is probably the most effective place to do that deep belly movement, the waves with the way down low, low abdomen. Exhale, let the muscles come in and up. Like they're just reaching back and caressing something back there. Visualize that, see that happen. Every exhale, just massaging something deep down in there. This is kind of nice. I know the fidgets are coming to visit. The thoughts are getting a little rowdy. What a wonderful opportunity to just observe them without reacting. Just stare at them. At some point, you find yourself off the mat, just staring at the thoughts rather than reacting. In the grocery store, somebody counting out coupons and you're in a hurry. And you're just looking at the thoughts. Oh, look, aggravation, irritation, how interesting. Heart rate stays calm, face stays soft, breath stays steady. No longer reactive, but equanimous. Yoga sta karu karmani. That's what they told him in the Gita. In yoga, equiposed. All actions, all doings. Oh, how about come back on up nice and easy. There's no hurt. So don't even miss a beat. Just keep on going towards your back. And take your handy dandy block that you got right next to your mat there. And I would suggest, you have 3 heights. I would suggest the shortest one, but it's up to you. Lift your pelvis up like a bridge, and then just lower your sacrum onto the block. Walk your feet towards the front of the mat, the knees slightly bent, just like that diamond shape. And just let your knees fall open. Just keeping it down low, not up in the thoracic, not up in the cervical, not even really in the lumbar. Down low. Just visualize all the area, base of spine, top of sacrum, pelvic floor, about halfway up to the belly button. There's all that just opening. I mean, it's lengthening front to back. It's widening side to side. It's just radiating. The energy flows. I mean, just because there are base chakras, don't discount them. They might not be as exciting and sexy as the Sahasrara, the intuition, the view beyond the veil, but man, they're pretty darn important, right? Yeah, let them breathe. Now, put the soles of your feet on the mat so that you can use a little lift to remove your block. Now, I'm hoping you feel what I felt earlier. Block out of the way, lower down, flat, extend legs, extend arms to Shavasana. Just for a few breaths. This is a transitional pose, believe it or not. Yeah, that's the stuff. Hey, come on up. No hurries. Without rattling or shaking anything, just gentle. Come on up to seated pose of your choice. That'd be, you can sit full lotus if that's your groove. That's all right. This crisscross applesauce works pretty good. How about Siddhasana, heels and groin, knees falling away, ankles stacked. Something seated, grounded with your spine tall. You spent about 60 minutes preparing for this very thing. Take your left hand, palm up, set it in your lap. Take your right hand and place the back of it in your left palm. And just slide your fingers away to where the tips of your thumbs meet and make a nice oval with your hands. Let your shoulder blades glide down your back, your spine erect. Tuck your chin without bending your neck forward. And if they're not already there, let your eyelids fall. Yeah. Stay the Samavriti, even breath. Find your temple. great teacher. He left this body about a year and a half ago. Baba Ram Dass, a mantra, very, very powerful mantra. He would repeat in meditation over and over. I am loving awareness. 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 Take the mantra, you say out loud, you say quiet, and just over and over, repeat. I am loving awareness. Let it vibrate right into your heart, right into your soul. I am loving awareness. Stay with this just as long as you can. Just continue and continue and continue. I leave each of you with my gratitude and with